I love it. I love the song. I love the video because the video really personifies it really well. Definitely check that out. This next song is called I Never Learned to Share by James Blake. And you probably, maybe if you're hip, you've heard of James Blake. And I'm not trying to say that as being hipster or anything. I'm just saying that he's actually really underground right now. And with good reason, because his music's kind of weird and it turns a lot of people off. But I like weird music, and I'm really into it. This is I would say that this is like industrial jazz would be the best way to put it as. But this song, this album actually, his self-titled album, I would say is easily on my top list of favorite albums, because the album itself is just solid. This song literally only repeats the same phrase over and over again, but the difference is it swells as it repeats it. And even though the tone is kind of the same how he says it, it's the instrumental that actually just tells the story, because the instrumental swells and it grows and it turns into something huge. And the lyric is, my brother and my sister don't speak to me, but I don't blame them. It turns into this sort of mantra. Like, it starts off as just a phrase, then it turns into sadness of that phrase, and then the sadness turns into frustration, and the frustration turns into anger, and it just builds up from there. And you know what? I don't know if that's just me that's feeling that, but that's a great feeling. It's not a great feeling, but it's a great. If you're an artist and that's what you're trying to do, is to evoke emotion from a person listening to a track, you've done your job. James Blake does his job in this entire album. And the album is dirt simple, except for the instrumentals. But you gotta listen to it. It's a great album. If you like industrial jazz, definitely check it out. I don't really know how to categorize it, but I love that album. So this next artist, if you haven't heard of her and you're into indie pop, download, buy, check out everything that she's done up to this point. I'm not joking, seriously. Her name is St. Vincent, and the album is Strange Mercy, and actually the track is called Strange Mercy, which is actually surprising because I usually don't like eponymous tracks, but I like this one, and it's also my favorite off the album. And it was a really hard choice to figure out which one I wanted to choose as my favorite off the album, but absolutely great. Love that music. I totally recommend her for everything everything that she's done. Honestly, I can't tell you that I hate any one of her tracks. That's how good of an artist she is, in my humblest of opinions. But check her out. Definitely check her out. The next one on my list is by Drake. And no, it's not any of the tracks that you actually think I'm going to choose. Well, how many tracks has he come out with? Oh, he's actually come out with a lot this year. He's been busy. But this song is called Marvin's Room. And the reason why I chose this song is pretty much because it personifies literally everything that I am. The first verse and the hook personifies every single relationship that I've ever been in, and that's kind of sad to say, but it's true, and I need to change that about myself, and it's kind of depressing to think about. But that's the thing that really makes me enjoy Drake, is because he's such a raw person emotionally. I mean, if there was ever emo rap, Drake is emo rap, which is a good thing, I think, that he can literally put his heart on his sleeve on a track. I mean, it's like Eminem, but on a deeper level. This is the best way I could put it. And I really enjoy him. A lot of people do, obviously. I mean, the kid's popular. But, yeah, that's that one. The next one is something that you really aren't going to think that I'm actually going to put on here. But it's a Broadway track. Yes, Broadway track. And it's from the musical The Book of Mormon, and the track is called Hasadiga Ibuai, and I'm not going to tell you what it means because it would ruin the entire track for you, so you need to listen to it. I haven't seen, well, I'm not going to tell you I haven't seen it. I did something that I wasn't supposed to do, so I got a glimpse of the musical, but I'm not in New York, so I couldn't buy tickets. But I mean, if it ever goes on tour, I'm definitely checking that out, because that's an absolutely fantastic musical, probably the best musical I've seen this decade. Well, this decade's new, but I mean post 2000, and there's been a lot of good musicals. But yeah, I'm a musical buff. I like musicals. What? Anyway, so It's actually not even my favorite track on the album, but the difference is if I gave you another favorite track, it would again it would ruin the experience, and you would be like, "Well, I don't understand." But here's the thing about this album or this soundtrack: you can actually listen to it through, and you can understand what's going on, and you're not sitting there asking questions like, "Wait, what's going on? I don't understand. Why is this song here?" No, no, no. It actually goes sequentially, so you actually understand. You can actually not watch the play and listen to the soundtrack and get the story, which is good. And you really enjoy the music, and the music on there is top notch. Matt and Trey, funny guys. And the great thing about the Book of Mormon is they make profanity classy, and that's hard to do. Anyway, but that brings us to our number one most favorite track of all time this year so far, in my opinion. Now this track is a track by J. Cole, and he's a new artist. He just came out with an album. His new singles are like blowing it up on the charts right now, but I'm not going to talk about the singles because I don't care about the singles. The singles are just singles. That's what they are. They're made to make you bounce and be happy or whatever and whatnot. But this track itself is just so emotionally raw. It's ridiculous. The song is called Lost Ones. And this will honestly, if this decade doesn't get like a million times better, this song is probably easily going to still be on my top list for the decade. Not top song, maybe, but on the top list for the decade. And the reason why is just because it's so emotionally invoking. Basically, it's a track about pregnancy. And if you've ever been that person that had to talk to your girlfriend about a baby and what you're going to do if she's pregnant or if she already is pregnant, that conversation, that's the song, is that conversation. That's why it's so raw. Now put yourself in J. Cole's shoes for a second. Not J. Cole's shoes, but in the shoes of a person that doesn't want the baby. Now you see what I'm talking about. I had this conversation with my soon-to-be ex-wife, and when we were talking about kids, the first verse, that was the exact conversation that we had with each other. So, it already struck a chord with me, and it's just raw. But anyway, that's my list of my favorite tracks of this year so far, in my opinion. So, leave in the comments below what you guys think of your favorite tracks. Leave me a video response or anything else like that or along those lines. I'd really love to hear what anybody else has to think. I want to listen to some new music. I really want to get into something new. I want you to tell me what you're passionate about. What makes you feel flooded with emotion? What are your absolute most favorite tracks of this year so far? Leave me some comments. I'm dying for those, man. Thank you for listening to me ramble. I'll talk to you soon.